Hey there folks, Riyadh here from tabletopminis.com and welcome to our first impressions video of Blood Bowl 2, the video game. So we're all massive fans of the tabletop version. We've been playing this for decades. It's got a huge following even though the game was discontinued many years ago. And it lives on through the community who keeps the tabletop version going, running leagues, and also the video game. And the popularity of the video game has become ever increasing. And now that a second version of the video game's come out, we're all really excited to take a look at it and see what it's like. So let's show you the video game. So here we have it, Blood Bowl 2. So this is a sequel to the original Blood Bowl by Cyanide Studios, which is a French software house. The original was released in 2009, and that was based off the Warhammer game, or the Warhammer tabletop version of Blood Bowl, which was quite popular in its day. So here we've got the menu system here. The campaign mode is grayed out because it's not available as we're in beta, but that should be available on the 22nd when the game is actually released. And that in the campaign mode you can take the Reichland Reavers human team, you take them through a whole story where they rise to fame, and there's loads of interesting things that goes on. A helicopter crashes into the stadium, sponsorship, backstabbing, that type of thing during the story apparently. So it should be quite interesting, but it's not available quite yet. And some other options here: play in a league, friendly match, team and league management, and settings. So I'm just going to quickly run through these and then we'll jump into the game so you can actually see what the gameplay is like. So in settings, first thing I recommend you do is change your match camera from Blood Bowl 2 to Blood Bowl 1. So Blood Bowl 1 is like a straight up camera from above the field that you can zoom in and out with. Blood Bowl 2 is like a 3D camera where you get a sort of angle onto the pitch, which can make it quite difficult to see all the players and plan out what you're doing. So I think Blood Bowl 1 is definitely a better option there. And also cutscenes, if you do get fed up with the cutscenes, you can turn them off here, which is good. That's pretty much all there is there. Cable TV, that's this pretty cool way of looking at replays of videos that or games you've had or other people playing. So you can just go in there, it's kind of like Twitch. You can just go in there and you just watch other people play, or you can look at your replays and try and sort of break down any mistakes you made and stuff like that, which is quite good. Then you've got team and league management. So here you've got the teams that you currently have, the leagues that you manage and or part of, and then statistics and history, games that you've played and results and stuff like that. So here under my teams, you'll see I've got a couple made already. We're just going to create one here just so that you can see how it's done. So there's humans, orcs, dwarfs, and Skaven currently in the beta, but when it's released on the 22nd, we'll also get we'll get high elves, dark elves, chaos, and a new race, the Bretonnians, which is pretty cool. And there's also two DLC races, the wood elves and the lizardmen, which you can buy if you want to add them to the existing 8, which is quite good. So we just pick a team, and then we'll go next, and then we'll enter the team name. So we'll call them Screech's Skirmishers. Let's put anything in here. This is just a test team just to show you how one's made, so it's not really too important. You can pick the color of your jersey here, and then you get to the create a stadium screen here. So there's 5 stadiums to start with. You can choose from one of them. One of them is kind of a dwarf theme, Skaven themes, the Under Empire, and the Badlands is like the orc scheme. Then the old world is human. Nagaroth is obviously dark elf, and World's Edge is dwarf. So you can enter a name for that. So I'll say Hell's Pit. Let's call it that. A good thing here in Blood Bowl 2 is you can actually upgrade your stadium. So there's 4 tiers of stadium, and there's add-ons also that you can improve your stadium as the campaign goes on. So automatic choice of roster, you can either get your assistants to pick your team for you if you're new to the game, or you can just select them yourself. So we'll say no. And then you have a list here of what's available. So 16 linemen, 2 throwers, 4 gut runners, 2 storm vermin, and a rat ogre. So you start with 1,000,000 gold pieces. Let's just take a rat ogre. So that's just a breakdown there. If you want to buy them, you just click under here. We'll take 2 storm vermin. Skaven are really fast. The gutter runners, movement 9. They're kind of the ball carriers for the Skaven. Let's take 4 of them. And a Thor. So we've got 8, and then we'll take a couple of linemen. So that'll take us up to 11. That'll leave us 130,000. So this is just for test, so it's not an optimum team. I'm just to show you guys how a team is actually made. So confirm purchases, and then you can buy your team rerolls, apothecary, cheerleader, coach assistant, fan factor. So I would recommend starting with at least 3 rerolls if you can. I'm just going to go with 2 here, but like I said, it's just a test team, so it's no big issue. So we'll go with 2 of them, and then that's pretty much the team made. So you can look at your roster here, the staff, your stadium. You can buy upgrades for your stadium here, 100,000 to upgrade it to tier 2, which allows you to add an enhancement to your stadium. And there's also sponsorships here, so you can sign a sponsorship contract. It doesn't have any effect on the game, but it's just something interesting. You know, all this will go onto all the billboards and stuff in your stadium, so just pick whatever you want. Let's go for McMurty's. And then that's it. So that is the team made. You can see up here it's not registered in a league at the moment. So we go back, and now we have the team there, Screech's Skirmishers. I'll just go over leagues quickly while we're here, but the leagues system has been overhauled completely, so they put a lot of effort into making the league system work nicely, and I think they've done a really good job on it. So I'll just show you a league that I've made and just give you an overview of it. So there's the league, which I've called the TTM Premier League here, and then under the league you have competitions. So I've created a couple of competitions here: Free Ladder, Veterans League, and the TTM Cup. Now there's 3 types of competitions. There's ladder, there's round robin, which is round robins you play everybody else in the competition once, and then there's a winner. 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, and none for a loss. Or there's knockout, or there's just a straight up ladder. And what you can do is you can link these competitions so that you know, you can make relatively complicated tournaments sort of like progression. So you can have, you know, maybe you do round robins where the winners get picked, and then they go into a knockout and stuff like that. So you do that through tickets, and I think it's going to work quite well. So we'll be testing that on Tuesday when the game goes live. We'll be starting our ladder here. So that's pretty good. Now let's go back to, so we want to get our team in a league. So we'll go all the way back up here, and I'll just quickly look over friendly match before we go into playing a league. So you've got 2 options for friendly match. A friendly match is a game that if there's any of you guys get injured, it's no big deal. They just it doesn't matter. They go back to how they started the game afterwards. So you've got 2 options: local, which you can either play the computer, an AI opponent, or you can choose to play locally, which means you'll play just on your computer. So if you've got your friend or your brother or somebody sitting next to you that you want to play, local's the mode that you want. So it'll just alternate turns on the same computer, which is really good. And then you've also got invite a friend, which is, invite a friend online. So you can invite your friends through Steam or anything like that with this option here, which is quite good. So we want our Skaven to play in a league. So we'll play in a league, and then we cycle through all the teams that we have, and we find Screech's Skirmishers, and they're not registered in a league. And so let's join a league. So here you can see all of the publicly generated leagues. We're just going to look at the NAF official league here. That's the biggest one with 10,200 teams at the moment. And if we look into that, they've got 3 competitions. They've got a free ladder, a veteran ladder, and a superstar ladder. So some of the competitions you need special entrance requirements that you join them, but the free ladder, if we look at that, it says admission mode is free, so we can just enter that if we want. So to enter the competition, we go back to this screen, and then we register, and then we pick the competition. We'll do the free ladder, and then we just click on register, and that is our team now in the ladder. So we've joined the competition, which is cool. Because this video is going to be a short one, just to show off the game, I'm just going to go into a friendly match and just play the computer just to let you guys see the actual game. So what we want is a friendly match, a local one, and an AI opponent, and then we'll pick our new team, which is where are we? Screech's Skirmishers, and we can just put them up against let's say the Gladrith Gladiators, quite a famous high elf team there. So there's difficulty options: hard, easy, or medium. We'll just keep it on medium. And sorry, this team's race is not available because we're in the beta. You can't actually play against high elves, so we'll go to a team that is available in the beta, like Gouged Eye. So they're orcs. So just click next, and then we'll pick the stadium to play in. So we'll play in Hell's Pit, which is our one. Inducements here. So you can buy things with your inducements here. We'll just say done.
You've got so many twerps coming through on Twerpabob.
And then we should start the game.
Life, Jim. I don't see why I gotta take notice of them now. Jim, I'm so excited.
So, like I was saying before, with your stadium, you've got 4 tiers of upgrades, and as you upgrade your stadium, you can put add-ons onto the stadium. So there's things like beer cart or elf turf and things like that that have an impact on the game. They actually have a modifier to things like elf turf, for example. You add 1 to your armor when you're making a go for it. So for teams like elves, that's quite good. And they affect both you and your opponent, which is quite interesting. So that's quite an interesting mechanic. And there's also in the leagues something called aging. So your players start off between, I think, age 17 and 19, and when they reach to the age of 31, then there's a chance that they might retire. And then by the time they reach 33, they'll definitely 100% chance they'll retire. And a year it comprises of 8 games. So that's sort of ballpark 80, 90 games before they're retiring. But it is optional. The league administrator can turn it on and off, so that's pretty good. It looks like we've got snow, so let's get the ball. So you see, this is the Blood Bowl 1 camera. It's kind of from above, like this. Okay, let's confirm setup. We'll just go with what we have. And if we go into settings, I'm just going to show you the Blood Bowl 2 camera so you can see what the difference is. So see with the Blood Bowl 2 camera, it kind of pans off to the side, which can be really difficult to see, as the game is moving on and it gets a bit more complicated. I think it's difficult to use. So I like to leave it on Blood Bowl 1, but that's personal preference. So you can see there's no grid anymore. That's one of my complaints about this, and a few other people have mentioned it. It's not quite as easy to plan out what you're doing. I mean, you can see from the stripes on the grass how many squares it is to move to the touchdown zone, but moving your way across, I mean, it's not hard to figure out, but it's just more difficult than if you've got the full-on grid, or you had something you could toggle.
That little creature's pretty hard to tackle, and it can be thrown by a troll.
And you see the dice, the 3D dice have changed as well. Rather than get it in a box down here, you can actually see the dice roll above their head. So, and then you can choose a dice from there. And the animations are great. Like, I think it'll be a while before I get sick of them. So I'm getting totally smashed here because I'm not really paying attention to what I'm doing at all. But let's move my guys up here. You can see, so that's red block dice. Your opponent picks which one. You can use your rerolls up here. So let's just reroll that. Attack is still down, so turn over. So it's really good. I'm quite impressed with it, and I'm definitely looking forward to when on Tuesday when it goes live and we get access to the other teams as well. It might have been better to demonstrate on a nice weather day because the snow kind of affects the graphics a little bit, but you get an idea of what the game looks like. I think it looks really good. Big improvement over Blood Bowl 1, I think. You also get your dice history down here in the bottom corner, and the turn you're in up here, and the number of rerolls. And if you've got a wizard or apothecary, they go up in that corner as well.
To be decisive.
So that's pretty much it. I'm just going to exit this now, just concede and get back to the menu. But yeah, I hope it's been a good first look. So there you go. Bit of a celebration for the orcs. So that's it, that's Blood Bowl 2 in a nutshell. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you liked the video, you can like and subscribe. You can also check us out on tabletopminis.com, and we have a Patreon campaign running if you'd like to support us in making more of this type of video. All your help is much appreciated. So another thing is we're running a league that's going to start on Tuesday for Blood Bowl. It's called the TTM Premiership, the Tabletop Minis Premiership, and it's going to be an open ladder format, and then we're going to have competitions within that. So if you'd like to come along and join us on Tuesday, there'll be some in the description below, some details. And yeah, that's it. So thanks very much for watching, guys, and see you next time.